An absolute insane fight. Probably the greatest title performance I've ever seen in my life. And I've been watching since like 2010. It was just truly a masterclass by Petr Yan. And there's an interesting aspect and component of the Merabs and the Islams of they look like really good strikers. And they come out and they look like phenomenal strikers. You know, Merab at the beginning of the fight was really standing up and trying to trade with Petr and was having a ton of success. But I'm like, and Merab, or not Merab, Petr proved this, you know, Saturday night, that if you can take away that wrestling, they're just not that good of strikers. And Petr Yan did. He defended 2 of 29. 29 takedown attempts and got 5 of his own versus the takedown machine. For context, the last time they fought, Merab shot for 47 takedowns. And he didn't get, you know, I think he got like 12 maybe, which is an insane number in a fight. But it was just a beautiful performance by Petr Yan. He just, once he started defending the takedowns more and more, he was getting more comfortable striking, and the only times he got taken down, he got up immediately afterwards. Just got incredibly comfortable with the striking, was compromising Merab and his body and his head and his leg. He had an answer for everything that night, and Merab couldn't do anything. There was nothing Merab could do. The commentary team, they had me tripping out because I was watching the fight and I felt like Petr Yan was like decisively winning it, and they just like, I think it was the end of the third round. DC was like, "This is a razor sharp close fight." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And I don't know if it's like considered on the judges' scorecards, if you go for takedowns like consistently, if that's like you get a plus. It almost feels like this is where, you know, the Dagestanis and the Merabs take advantage of takedown, or take advantage of the wrestling and the scoring system of UFC, because it's like just going for a takedown, even if you don't get it, is like a positive on the judges' scorecard. When I think, and I'm just a dumb idiot, where I think, super casual here, I think that if you deny a takedown, that should be a positive for you on the scorecard, and one taken away from the person shooting the takedown. Because it was just so obvious, you know, you're not, as a you put a striker versus a striker. If you put a striker versus a wrestler, they're not going to be able to, you know, purely off of striking, defend this guy from getting to them. And when you put him in a cage, it's just like easy to get the takedown, you know, more easy to get the takedown than not. And so it just doesn't make sense why a defended takedown would not count as a point for you on the scorecards. Even though it kind of felt, I guess, like it did in this fight, because Petr was getting it done. I'm just like, this guy's a better fighter. The guy whose main component, whose main thing is wrestling, that has been completely stripped of him because this other fighter is denying those takedowns, and he should be rewarded for that. So, really good fight. Phenomenal performance by Petr Yan. Just defended the takedown so well. So well. Like, usually Merab defaults to kind of the, like, just engaging with the clinch and then going for takedowns, engaging in the clinch, getting his hands, you know, tied together and take it down. And Petr Yan got out of it every time. He was just using incredible methods to break the guard. Like, one time he stuck in his knee in there to break the leverage of Merab's hands so he couldn't get him wrapped around him. And, yeah, it was just incredible. He's probably like, I think what makes, I'm about to triple down on my Islam Makhachev take from a couple weeks ago. No one is going to go back and rewatch Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena. And people are like, it was a phenomenal performance. You're a casual for saying it's a bad fight. You don't understand anything. People are already going back and watching this Petr Yan masterclass because it's exciting. He did well. There was a ton of wrestling, but he made it exciting. He denied it, and he beat the crap out of Merab. There was violence in the fight, where Islam does not bring any of that violence in his fights, even like Khabib did. And I think I talked about that. Like, Khabib, you know, at least brought violence to the fight, but Islam's just like, he's not scary. He's not scary. You're not scared of what he's going to do to you. But Petr Yan, man, good Lord. I'm telling you, they're, you know, like I said, Merab shot for 27 takedowns. Normally, like, I almost didn't watch this fight. I had a moment where I was like, man, do I really want to pay money for this card? It's just going to be the same thing over again. Merab's just going to get him up against the fence, clasp his hands, and he's going to try and break the record, go for 60 takedowns. And I almost didn't watch it. Obviously, I'm so glad that I did. Super, super great fight. Super great fight. Overall, I would just give the card a grade A. It was a great fight. It was a great card. Like I said, best card of the year.